Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to Godsvivors, a bullet heaven where we are going to be able to play the Greek gods. I believe there are 7 gods. I know we start out as Ares. There's, who else we got? We got Apollo, Athena, Hephaestus, Hermes, Poseidon, and Zeus. All your favorites. And then, of course, we get to select some powerful weapons. We get ultimate abilities, and we are going to be battling inside Hades itself and killing the demons with powerful weapons and apparently impressive combos. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The game is currently on sale for only $2, which I'm gonna be honest, $2 is like a real sweet spot for these like bullet heaven top-down shooter games. And well, like I said, I think I said it was on sale, but it's on sale for $2. We are playing the demo version here today. And here we get Hades, we get Ares, that's what I meant to say. We have a faster reload rate, some additional ammo, some additional damage, and then our ultimate is Rage. We gain damage, cadence, and speed of shots. So I would assume that this means time between bullets that get shots and the speed of the actual bullets. Weird to use actual cadence, though. It's not a word that you typically see to describe this. And then what do we have in the Forge? Okay, menu, can you open up, please? Thank you. We have some different abilities here. When take damage, become invincible for a short period. We have crit hit up. So I'm assuming that these are perhaps artifacts that we'll get to use. Not sure. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to afford anything anytime soon, though. So we'll just move on from that. And yeah, so we'll pick Ares, and then we get to pick our weapon. Looks like we have just a pistol to start. Dual pistol, we have a shotgun, rifle, machine gun, submachine gun, grenade launcher, and it looks like that's it. Okay, so we have pretty standard weapons, I would say. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what the gameplay is like. We have this really long like loading screen. I'm not sure why that keeps taking so long to go in and out. All right, well, we got 15-minute rounds, so everything is 15 minutes, which is actually a pretty good length. I've kind of my opinion on length of bullet heavens kind of changes from time to time. I do like the 20 minutes, but 15 minutes has kind of been growing on me. Definitely better than 30 minutes. I am kind of one that I'm off the whole 30-minute train. I think it's a little bit too long. But of course, it depends on, you know, how good the game actually is. You know, if it's a really good game, then I'm not going to say no to 30 minutes, but 20 for me has kind of been the sweet spot. So 15, you know, not too bad here. So we are not on auto fire or auto aim. There's no options for those at all. We are manual in both. Reload happens automatically, so right now I'm literally just holding down the left mouse button. We get to level up here. Of note, press E or triangle to see your stats. So here are our stats. That's all of them. Yeah, so hovering over cadence doesn't do anything, but like I said, I'm assuming it is basically fire rate. But that's all we got. Damage, crit. No crit damage, just chance to crit. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. We have movement speed, shooting speed, stun, and fire chance. So only 2 different abilities here, or 2 different elements here. Although stun, I guess, isn't technically an element. We have 20% incendiary shot, so I'm assuming that means we have a 20% chance to burn. We have piercing or 10% crit. I'm going to take the piercing here. Especially, I'm assuming later on we're going to start getting some larger hordes of enemies. And I'm going to probably want to pierce, especially with this being our only weapon. You know what? Well, I'm not sure how long it's going to take for our ultimate to charge, but we should probably check and see actually what it does. So, and we got a chunky boy here, so let's go ahead and pop that. Oh, we get very fast fire rate. All right, and the screen is shaking like crazy. That is a little obnoxious. I would say maybe don't have that. Do we actually have a setting for that? Effects, screen shake. Well, that's turned off. Okay, I would probably, when it's turned off, I would probably say turned off. That's a little crazy. Do you want shooting speed or do we, reload speed is pretty good, but I feel like shooting speed and movement speed is just a bit better. So let's go ahead and take that. Okay, gotta make sure to collect all the coins and experience. We'll make our way through here. I don't know if there's anything on the map we're supposed to be looking for. I'm seeing like all these pentagrams, but I think that's just kind of design. I don't think that's kind of pointing us towards anything. We don't have to stand in or anything, so... yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be any shrines or anything. Oh, wow, we already have our ultimate again? Okay, then. That is a mighty fast recharge. That's less of an ultimate and more of just a skill. Like, what was that, like a 10-second cooldown or something like that? Yeah, we're already up to 1 charge. Literally, the second it turned off, and we're up to 2. Yeah, that's a very, very fast ultimate. So I guess, yeah, it's definitely more of a skill than an ultimate. Ultimates, I would figure it would take like, you know, 60 seconds to charge up, right? We're already firing it off again. So technically, like, you might as well just leave this on the whole time, right? That's except for the screen shake. Like, good lord, get the screen shake out of my face. Let's go for XP here, level up a bit faster, get some more upgrades. It's never a bad thing. Alrighty, still haven't found anything on the map. Like, nothing. No chests, no heals. Looks like we can only take 5 hits. I'm assuming that this is our health bar down here. That would be the most obvious thing I could think of. That the red bars are our health. Which is a little weird that we're... So, typically, I would think that health bars should be the same between enemies and ourselves, right? Meaning that if our health bars are technically, like, so technically taking damage is only 1 bar of health, I would assume. So if that's the case, I would assume that we also, you know, if enemies, let's say they have, so for example, these little enemies, he took 3 hits. Let's see, how much, I haven't touched you yet. How much damage do you take? Okay, 3 hits. So I would assume that he would have 3 bars of health, and each bullet would do 1 damage if it was the same as our health. But it seems that the health pools are slightly different, where ours is just each hit deals us 1 damage, and we're doing 11 damage per shot. I'm not sure why they decided to have the health pools like that. I suppose maybe that's more of a standard thing that I'm just not thinking of, but to me, I would think that you would want to have it be the same between both. So that way you can kind of get a better understanding of how damage is being applied both outwards and inwards, I guess, to you and from you is a better way to put that, I suppose. Alright, so let's go ahead and kite around. We've been killing a lot of things, but we haven't really been... Okay, hang on. Audio, can you not get all really loud all of a sudden? That was a bit crazy. Let's go for, I suppose 30% damage. Maybe crit was correct, but we'll go for that. Yeah, I don't know why the music just all of a sudden got, like, blaring. Oh, okay, so maybe it's because this guy was coming in? Either way, I kind of wish the sound didn't get that much louder. Like, I don't even have it in my headphones anymore. I'm playing on speakers now. I used to entirely have headphones, and I just haven't plugged them back in. But yeah, that was quite loud. Okay, now if we get you dead, which technically you're already dead as the ferryman, but are we gonna get something cool out of this? I mean, how much health do you... There we go. Oh, we got a coin. We got a coin. And I guess we got a level up? Let's go ahead and take an additional max health. Well, we probably got more than 1 coin. I have to assume that we got more than 1 coin. It was just represented as 1 coin. But that is not very... Oh, what do we have here? Anything? No, it's just an empty fire pit. Okay, so far, kind of underwhelmed by what's going on here. We're literally just shooting into hordes. There's nothing exciting going on. I haven't found any shrines yet. Haven't found any, like, even chests yet. Any kind of breakables that would give me some kind of, like, potion or power-up or something. The elite didn't drop anything, so I'm kind of wondering... Now, one thing I do want to point out is that it is very possible that the game starts you out incredibly slowly just to get a handle on mechanics, right? Because one thing that I've talked about with, in my view, what should be done with game development. Now, I'm no game developer, right? But just using my own common sense and how I would think a game should be developed, I would assume that every game that's developed should be developed with this in mind, that somebody, at least one person playing your game, let's actually, we're reloading fast enough. Let's just go for XP and collect area. At least one person who plays your game is going to play, it's going to be their very first video game. Now, a lot of us have been playing video games for a very long time, and a lot of things are standardized, right? WASD movement is not something that is a surprise, right? You see someone and just, like, you say, how do you move? And you say WASD. Well, if you like, look at that on a keyboard, sure, it makes sense. You're playing with WASD. But if you just said that to someone, like literally said the term WASD, they might look at you like you have 3 heads, right? So you do kind of have to, like, walk your players through, even for the players who've been playing for a long time, right? Obviously, they're going to know these things, but for the players who have never played before, you got to kind of, like, walk them in. It's kind of the same way, like, every Pokemon game has the intro, like, this is how you throw a Pokeball, and it's like, dude, duh, like, we've been throwing Pokeballs since the 90s. But for somebody, they're, you know, for some 10-year-old now, it's going to be their very first Pokemon game, so you got to kind of, you know, intro them into it. Let's actually go for Incendiary Shot. I feel like having some additional burn chance, which I'm assuming is what's happening, especially since some of these guys have fires over their head, is going to help us out a little bit, kind of weed this pack out. But that being said, again, I'm kind of just walking backwards and shooting with no real rhyme or reason. Why was I on that tangent about doing things for the first time? Why was I on that? Oh, right. So, looking back to, yes, this screen shake is obnoxious, man, because I can't, like, it's hard for me to keep track of, like, where enemies are if you keep shaking the screen. There we go. So, after playing, we've been playing Army of Ruin quite a bit on the channel, and one thing that I kind of commented on in the recent video, because I was kind of doing like a retroactive after having played for, you know, a roughly 10, I think this was our 10th episode. Looking back at the first time I played the game, and the first time I played the game, I actually thought the game was, it seemed like it was quite generic. It seemed like, you know, it seemed like just a 3D Vampire Survivors. And, you know, all the features were very simplified. All the weapons were very simple. You know, the trinkets were literally just like plus 10 damage or plus 10% damage plus area of effect. Like, very simple things. But that game has a lot of unlocks. And so as you complete the game, you complete unlocks, you start getting more features. All right, we got another boss here. Let's kind of focus up, because we only got 2 hits left, and of course we haven't picked up any kind of healing, so we haven't been able to get our health back. Yeah, see, this is obnoxious, trying to dodge while your screen is shaking like this. And so with that game, you know, it weans you in, but after you start getting additional features, the game really opens up and shows you that, you know, it definitely still follows the kind of generic-ish Bullet Heaven formula, but it does some things different that aren't initially apparent to you. So I do kind of give games a little bit more benefit of the doubt when it comes to the very first run. That being said, again, I can't control my character. The screen is shaking like crazy, and this is going to be, it's one of those things that you're going to have to feel rather than see. But when you use your ultimate, you actually kind of lose control of your character's movement. It's almost like, I mean, other games have hit stop, right? Where whenever you shoot, your character kind of slows down, but the character actually feels like I'm getting pushed around. And that doesn't feel very good. So it looks like we have one other character unlocked, Apollo. And we have Hermes, who has, his ultimate is just more speed. He has more movement speed, reload speed, and shooting speed. We have Poseidon here, who, okay, he just gets immunity. That's he heals every 2 minutes. Okay, that seems kind of... So, okay, so how many characters? I have 1, 2... Is that 4? 3, 4. Okay, so before playing, I did a run with Ares for about 3 or 4 minutes. And in that time, I have unlocked 4 of the 7 characters. And you start with Ares. So in 1 3-minute run and 1, what was it, like 7-minute run, I've unlocked half of the characters. All right. Let's go in with Apollo. Let's see. We have brightness. Ooh, what is brightness going to do? We have flammable shot chance and pickup range. Okay. And do we have different things that we can look at? Okay. Menu, please. Okay. So it looks like we have the same relics here. We have piercing, crit hit. Well, we can't afford that. Why are these not in order of price? That's kind of strange. Like, this thing is just kind of in the middle here of two things. One that's 500, one that's 700. When take damage, become invincible for a short period. I mean, let's just go piercing plus 10. And then we turn it on. Okay. Okay, let's go back to Apollo. I'm very interested to see what... There's no way this means that the screen gets brighter, right? There's no way. There's no way. Oh, you know what? I probably should have bought another gun. Actually, I don't even... Did I have enough for that? I don't even think... No, I paid 700. Yeah, I should have bought the dual pistol. That's my bad. That's my bad. All right, let's go in with the regular pistol here. Remember, we have additional brightness and pickup range. Oh, we do have... Okay, why is the screen shaking like this? Game... Okay, we're starting to return to normal. Maybe that's just like the intro 15 seconds of playing Apollo. Alrighty here. What do we got? We got some spinning fire circles. Do we get anything by like shooting through these? It doesn't look like it. Alright, we're 30 seconds in. Where are the enemies? Oh, there's one. There we go. We got him dead. Oh, we got one more. Should probably get him killed though. There we go. Oh, we have our ultimate. Let's use it. Ready? Wow. The screen got... Not only did the screen get brighter, but we also get the shakes back. That's an incredible ultimate. I'm so happy that we have that available to us. Oh, God. What did... Hang on. I gotta read this again. Prepare for an epic experience that will leave you breathless. In Godsvivors, dive headfirst into a battle of divine proportions between the gods of Olympus and relentless Hades. He's threatening the balance of the universe, and it's up to you to take action. Prepare for epic showdowns with fearsome underworld enemies like the sinister ferryman. I'm like not even looking at the screen. I don't know if I'm dodging anything. Let's see, choose 7 powerful gods, each with unique and distinct playstyles. You're right, this one blinds you to death. Devastating combos and unleash true divine power. What are the combos? What are the combos? I have a pistol and I make things bright. And the only thing that brightness does, as far as I can tell, is it makes this part of the screen a little bit brighter. And it shakes your screen to crap. So I would just much rather not turn that on. Yeah, like what the heck, man? You're going to tell me that that's my ultimate ability? It makes the screen brighter? Alright. We're just going to... I'm going to be honest, guys. This channel might just turn me into like... why can't I think of the channel name? Is it Angry Joe? Angry Game Reviewer? That's what it's going to turn me into. Is like, how, like... I don't understand. So I was talking with someone in the, not even on it wasn't even a comment on my own video, it was a comment on someone else's, and we were talking about this person was like, we see so many roguelikes nowadays, like Bullet Heavens flood the market. Why don't we get like, you know, I want to see some good story RPGs. And my response to that was, well, to be fair, like, do you understand how long it takes to make an RPG? How much money it takes to make a good one? How many people it takes? How much time? Like, so Pirate Software actually, I think put it one of the best ways that I've ever heard. In that RPGs, the reason they're so tough is once you use something in the game, like, that's it. It only gets used once, right? So, like, for example, if when you're designing cutscenes, that story cutscene is going to be used once and once alone inside of a 10, 20, 40, 100-hour campaign, right? Whereas and so that was kind of the end of his point. Now this is more of my point, as opposed to a Bullet Heaven where, okay, you get your character, you get a couple sprites. Like, how many sprites do we have on the screen right now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sprites. You just send you know, a random number increasing as time ticks down at the player, and then you have a gun. You have a gun animation. You just set that to loop a million different times, and obviously I don't set it to loop, but it loops as you play a million times. And then you have some meta progression, so the player feels like they're progressing, so just like you would in, you know, in an RPG, in a story game, right, where your progression is actually getting deeper into the story, which I think we all kind of understand. I don't need to harp on that like I am. And so what you get is and you have a repeating tile set on the ground, right? You don't have to come up with different locations, different like city designs, like all this stuff, right? You know, battlefields to make combat more interesting, where you have highs, lows, you have obstacles, all this type of stuff, right? So that's why these games are quite easy to replicate and to kind of make your own, to put it on the market and be like, yeah, we'll make, I don't even know how much a game like this would make, right? I don't know what a reasonable amount of income or a reasonable amount of profit for a game at a price point like this you would expect to make versus cost. I'll be honest, I'm completely ignorant to that fact. I've never made a game, and so I don't know what those costs are. But in my logic, it seems to me that these games would be quite easy to make, quite easy to replicate, because you just use the similar systems over and over again as what everyone else is doing, and then you pump it out to the market. And I think what people are kind of missing is why people like to play these games. First of all, this is not a Bullet Heaven. This is a top-down shooter, right? So to have it advertised as a Bullet Heaven, or I guess it's technically tagged as a Bullet Heaven in the description. It does technically say twin stick shooter, so it's a bit of a misnomer here. Especially when you call it Godsvivors, you're clearly leaning into the crowd that's going to look at Survivor clones, right? That's why we see so many games that are literally just called like X thing Survivor, because it's, you know, you're taking the Vampire Survivor name and just tagging on Godly Survivor or Weapon Survivor, or I don't think that's a game, or, you know, Bug Survivor, Ice Cream Survivor, and it's like, oh, that's an ice cream themed Bullet Heaven, right? But people don't take into account like why people like certain games, and we're 7 minutes in. What has changed in the gameplay here? I have the same pistol. I'm doing a little bit more damage. There are the same enemies. I am simply moving in a line away from them. I'm not hunting around to try and find different upgrades around the map. I don't have different health, like I don't have health packs that I'm trying to find in order to heal my character. I don't have potions to find that would maybe make me stronger or do like a, you know, like a wave of fire damage to help me out in a case like this. Literally, the gameplay has been exactly the same for 7 minutes. Again, there's going to be things that you can buy in the shop, right? But as far as like this gameplay itself, it's unfortunately just kind of uninspiring, which is too bad, because the theme itself is one that I think people really enjoy. I think in general, Greek mythology and Greek gods are quite popular when it comes to themes, right? And maybe that's just me, but you know, for example, when I was younger, when I was in like elementary school, middle school, Age of Empires was a very popular game among my school, and for me, I only had access to Age of Empires 2. That's the one that I played. A friend of mine came into school one day, and his dad had bought him Age of Mythology. Now, that was a game that I wanted to play. Now, unfortunately, my parents weren't, you know, they didn't buy that one for me. So I got to play it, you know, at his house. But that was just such a cool concept. It was the, like, you know, same gameplay. But, oh, we unlocked Athena. How did we do that? I don't know. Maybe we made it, nope, not a certain time. I don't know how we did that. And that was just a cool theme. You know, God of War was originally like, you know, about, obviously now it's more about Norse gods, but was about the Greek gods, and that was super cool. Greek mythology is just one that's, you know, really intriguing. And so you got a game like this where it's like battle the hordes of hell and be a Greek god, and you get a pistol or 2 pistols or a rifle. You know, there's no cool, like, you know, Poseidon's spear and you get to use like water magic, or Apollo and you get to shoot like, you know, sun magic all over the place, or Ares and you get a ton of like martial weapons, and your ultimate like rains down, kind of like Gilgamesh in oh geez, what's that what's the anime called? Fate, right? Yeah, I don't remember. Don't even quiz me on which one. I couldn't even tell you. Even if I looked at them, I couldn't tell you which Fate shows I've watched, right? But Gilgamesh calls down like millions and millions of spears and axes and all kinds of weaponry from these like portals in the sky. Like stuff like that would be super cool. But instead we get Apollo that turns the lights on. Like, so I don't kind of understand. Athena gets more experience in gathering range. So when, let's see, what was the wording? Let me look at the Steam page here. What was the wording? Okay, different gods to play. Choose from 7 powerful gods: Ares, Apollo, Athena, Hephaestus, Hermes, Poseidon, and Zeus, each with unique abilities and different play styles. How does this play different than this? This is more gathering range, which the only thing you can gather is experience. This is more experience. Oh, and more gathering range. Got it. So you actually get more experience and more gathering range versus Apollo. This is the ultimate, right? He turns on the light. So over here we have brightness 20%. This literally means nothing to me. Okay. So we have 20% chance for pickup range and flammable shot chance. It doesn't mention the fact that he has orbiting fire circles around him. Then we have Athena, more experience. So you pick up more experience. The experience that you do pick up is just bigger. So these have identical, like basically identical play patterns. I don't know if they have different stats. I'm assuming they probably don't, considering there's like 5 stats in the game. And as far as unlocks go, we have 2 more characters. We have Hermes here, which improves your speed. And then, yeah, Poseidon gives you immunity, which is crazy. Yeah, so, you know, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of these, and I think for the most part, like, it's one of those things where, like, I'm still going to give these games a shot and still play them, and ultimately, you know, I'm assuming that a lot of you guys come here to get an idea of all the different games that are on the market, because you only get a very brief look at the game on Steam. And to be fair, if you're anything like me, you know, I watched the video, like the preview, the teaser on Steam, and the game actually looked, on its surface, right? It's a teaser. It's just like when you're watching a trailer for a movie and you're like, God, that movie looks great. Then you go and watch it and it's like, that was a turd. Like, because that's what a trailer is meant to do. It's meant to get you in the door. Once they have your money going to the movies, they don't care if you like the movie or not. You've already been. And so, you know, I'm looking at the teaser. I'm like, okay, that looks interesting. Like, and typically, you know, obviously this one does have a demo and it's on sale at the time of recording, but let's say hypothetically the game didn't have a demo and it wasn't on sale. Well, a lot of you guys may be looking at that and be like, I don't know if I want to spend my hard-earned money on that. Let me go to YouTube, see if anyone's actually played this game, see if there's gameplay, so that way I can see a more realistic version of what the game is. And that's what we do here. Does that mean we're going to get some stinkers every once in a while? Sure, it does. But I think that that's still... I'm assuming that is still lending some kind of service to at least some of you out there. So obviously I'm going to try my best to do, you know, get actually good games on the channel, but we're definitely going to have some instances like this, and then we get to talk a little bit and discuss. I mean, it still provides some helpful information, people, of, you know, why games are good and why games are not so good. And unfortunately, I think this one falls in the latter, which is too bad. Too bad. There was a good idea behind it, and unfortunately execution just fell like really flat. And who is... Oh, this must be Hades. Okay, I was like, who is this? It's not one of our characters, but clearly we're in Hades. Yeah, Yeah, feel the adrenaline for 15 minutes and restore order. Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily felt the adrenaline, but that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video at least. Maybe not the gameplay, but maybe the video. Let me know what you thought down below in the comment section. Of course, if you had fun today and you enjoyed my commentary, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more roguelite action. I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.